Kitty melon, let's sing, dance and learn.
The little cloud who couldn't stop giggling. Have you ever looked way, way up into the big blue sky? High above the houses and the tall, tall trees float the soft white clouds. Well, one day there was a very special little cloud. This little cloud was puffier than all the others and whiter than a fluffy sheep. But the most special thing about this little cloud was its giggle. Yes, a giggle. This little cloud couldn't stop giggling. Its name was Giggles, and wherever Giggles floated, something wonderful and funny was sure to happen. One bright morning, Giggles the little cloud woke up feeling extra bubbly. Hee hee hee, it chuckled, and a tiny happy raindrop like a joyful tear pattered down. Giggles floated gently over a field full of sleepy flowers. There were red poppies, yellow buttercups, and purple violets, and all with their heads drooped down as Giggles floated above them. Another soft tee-hee-hee escaped. Suddenly, the sleepy flowers started to wiggle their stems. Their petals stretched wide, and they began to sway from side to side as if they were dancing a slow, happy dance. The poppies bobbed their heads, and the buttercups tickled each other, all because of Giggles's cheerful sound. Next, Giggles drifted towards a forest filled with tall, strong trees. These trees usually stood very still and quiet. But as Giggles passed overhead, a big hoo-hoo-ha-ha rumbled out from the little cloud. The leaves on the oak trees began to rustle and shake, not in a scary way, but like they were whispering funny secrets to each other. The long green branches of the willow trees, which usually hung down sadly, started to swish and sway, tickling the air. Even the little birds sitting on the branches chirped a bit louder, joining in with Giggles's happy tune. The whole forest seemed to wake up and smile. Giggles then floated over a little town. In a sunny garden, a ginger cat named Barnaby was trying to take his morning nap. Barnaby was often a little bit grumpy. He liked things to be quiet and calm. He flicked his tail, annoyed by a buzzing bee nearby. Then Giggles drifted right above him. Tee-hee-hee-hee, bubbled Giggles, softer this time. A gentle, tickly breeze carrying Giggles's laughter ruffled Barnaby's orange fur. Barnaby's ears twitched. He tried very hard to stay grumpy, he really did. But then one corner of his mouth twitched upwards, then the other. Soon, Barnaby the grumpy cat was purring, a tiny secret smile on his face as he watched the fluffy, giggling cloud float by. He even stretched out a paw, as if trying to catch a bit of the joy. Later that day, Giggles saw some children playing in a park. They were trying to fly a bright red kite, but there wasn't much wind and the kite kept flopping sadly on the grass. The children looked a little disappointed. "Oh, this looks like fun," thought Giggles, and it let out its biggest, most joyful giggle yet. Ha-ha-ha-ho, hey, hey, hey. Suddenly, the kite string wiggled. The kite shivered, and then, whoosh! The happy wind from Giggles' laughter caught the red kite, and it soared high, high up into the sky. It danced and twirled above the children's heads. The children cheered and laughed out loud, their happy sounds mixing with Giggles's own wonderful chuckles. They pointed up at Giggles, their faces full of delight. As the sun began to dip low, painting the sky in beautiful colors of orange, pink, and purple, Giggles looked down. It saw the dancing flowers, the swaying trees, the smiling cat, and the joyful children with their high-flying kite. For a moment, Giggles wondered if its giggles were sometimes too much, too surprising. But then, seeing all the happy faces and the cheerful sights, Giggles knew its giggles were a special gift. They weren't a bother at all. They were like tiny seeds of happiness, spreading joy wherever Giggles went. So, the little cloud snuggled down for the night, feeling warm and happy inside, and it knew that tomorrow would bring more adventures and more reasons to giggle. The next time you look up and see a particularly fluffy, bouncy cloud, listen very, very carefully. You might just hear a tiny happy hee 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 floating down, making the world just a little bit brighter.
Hey kids, hit subscribe, like and share for more fun at Kiddie Melon.